Dr. Amanda Clark wiped the sweat from her forehead as she stepped out of the shuttle onto the rocky surface of Kepler-4 for to be. The planet looked like a giant desert with strange purple rocks scattered everywhere. She had been waiting for this moment for 3 years. Finally, she could study alien life forms up close instead of just looking at them through a telescope. Remember, we only have 6 hours before the next storm hits, Commander Jake Morrison said through her helmet radio. Stay close to the shuttle and don't wander off alone. Amanda nodded and picked up her scanning equipment. The UES Horizon was orbiting high above them, ready to pull them back if anything went wrong. She was the ship's best expert on alien biology, and this was her chance to prove that life existed beyond Earth. The team spread out across the landing zone. Amanda walked toward a cluster of tall, twisted trees that looked like they were made of metal. Her scanner beeped softly as it detected movement nearby, stopped and looked around carefully. Jake, I'm getting some readings over here, she said into her radio. Something's moving behind those trees. What kind of readings? Jake asked. She could hear the worry in his voice. Biological, definitely alive. But the patterns are strange. I've never seen anything like this before. Amanda moved closer to the trees. Her heart was beating fast with excitement. This could be the discovery that changed everything. As she stepped around a large boulder, she saw something that made her stop breathing for a moment. A creature was lying on the ground between the trees. It looked almost human, but much taller and thinner. Its skin was smooth and seemed to change colors like a rainbow. The being appeared to be hurt badly. Dark blue liquid was flowing from a wound on its side. Jake, you need to get over here right now, Amanda whispered into her radio. I found something incredible. The creature's eyes opened slowly. They were large and silver, like mirrors. When it saw Amanda, it tried to sit up, but fell back down with a sound that might have been pain. Don't move, Amanda said softly, even though she knew it probably couldn't understand her. I want to help you. She knelt down beside the being and opened her medical kit. The creature watched her with those strange silver eyes. Its skin kept changing colors, shifting from purple to blue to green. Amanda had never seen anything so beautiful and frightening at the same time. Jake arrived with 2 other crew members, Lieutenant Tyler Nash and Dr. Carl Jensen. They all stopped and stared when they saw the creature. Holy cow, Tyler whispered. Is that really what I think it is? It's an alien, Amanda said, without taking her eyes off the wounded being, and it's dying. Dr. Jensen moved forward with his scanner. Amanda, we need to be careful. We don't know if it's dangerous or if it carries any diseases. Look at it, Carl, Amanda said. It's hurt and scared. It needs our help. The creature made a soft sound and reached out with one long, thin hand. Amanda looked at the hand for a moment, then slowly reached out and touched it. The being's skin felt warm and smooth, like touching water. When their hands touched, something strange happened. Amanda felt a tingling sensation that spread up her arm and through her whole body. The creature's eyes became brighter, and its skin turned a soft golden color. Amanda, what are you doing? Jake asked. Pull your hand away, but Amanda couldn't. Pull away. She felt connected to the creature somehow. She could sense its pain and fear, but also something else. It was trying to communicate with her. I think it's trying to tell me something, she said. I can almost understand it, creatures. Wound was still bleeding the dark blue liquid. Amanda opened her medical kit and pulled out bandages and antiseptic. She had no idea if human medical supplies would work on an alien, but she had to try. Amanda, we should take it back to the ship, Carl said. I can treat it properly in the medical bay. No, Jake said firmly. We follow quarantine procedures. We can't risk bringing an unknown alien onto the ship. Amanda looked up at Jake angrily. So we just leave it here to die? We don't know what it is or where it came from, Jake replied. It could be dangerous. It could carry diseases that could kill everyone on the ship. The creature made another soft sound and squeezed Amanda's hand gently. She looked down at it and saw that its eyes were getting dimmer. It was getting weaker. It's not dangerous, Amanda said. I can feel it. It's just scared and hurt. Can feel it? Carl asked. What do you mean? Amanda wasn't sure how to explain it. When she touched the creature, she could sense its emotions. It was like having a conversation without words. The being was desperate and alone. It was the last of its kind, running from something terrible. Please, Jake, Amanda said. We can. Set up a quarantine area in the cargo bay. We don't have to put it with the crew, but we can't just leave it here. Jake looked at the creature, then at Amanda. He could see the determination in her eyes. He knew she wouldn't give up easily. Fine, he said finally, but it stays in quarantine. No one goes near it except you and Carl, and if anything goes wrong, anything at all, we space it immediately. Amanda nodded quickly. Thank you. She looked back at the creature and squeezed its hand. We're going to help you, she said softly. You're going to be okay. The being's skin turned a warm golden color again, and Amanda felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. She still didn't understand how she could feel its emotions, but she knew it understood that she wanted to help. Tyler and Jake carefully lifted the creature onto a stretcher. It was surprisingly light for its size. As they carried it toward the shuttle, Amanda walked beside it, holding its hand. She could feel it getting weaker, but also calmer. It seemed to trust her. During the flight back to the UES horizon, Amanda sat next to the creature and watched its breathing. The dark blue liquid had stopped flowing from the wound, which was a good sign. But its skin kept changing colors and patterns she didn't understand. What do you think it is? Tyler asked quietly. I don't know, Amanda replied, but it's intelligent. I can tell. It's trying to communicate. How can you tell? Carl asked. Amanda looked at the creature's peaceful face. I just know. Call it intuition. When they reached the ship, Captain Lisa Brooks was waiting for them in the cargo bay. She had set up a quarantine area with medical equipment and force fields. How is it? She asked, as they moved the creature into the quarantine area. Stable but weak, Carl replied. I'll need to run some tests to figure out how to treat it properly. Stayed with the creature as Carl began his examination. She held its hand and talked to it softly, even though she knew it couldn't understand her words. But somehow, she felt like it understood her meaning. Don't worry, she whispered. You're safe now. We're going to take care of you. The creature's eyes opened and looked at her. For a moment, Amanda felt a strange sensation, like something was connecting their minds. Then the feeling passed and the creature closed its eyes. Again, Amanda didn't know it yet, but that moment of connection had changed everything. Something had passed between them, something that would affect both of their lives forever. She thought she was just helping an injured alien. She had actually started a process that would change the future of both their species. As she sat there holding the creature's hand, Amanda felt a strange warmth spreading through her body. She thought it was just the excitement of making first contact with an alien species. She had no idea that she was about to become part of something much bigger than she could ever imagine. 3 weeks had passed since Amanda brought the alien creature aboard the UES Horizon. The being was getting stronger every day, and Amanda spent most of her time in the quarantine area with it. She had started calling it Zeph because the sounds it made reminded her of a gentle breeze. Dr. Carl Jensen was worried about Amanda. She looked tired all the time, but she also seemed different somehow. Her eyes were brighter, and she moved faster than before. When he asked her about it, she just said she felt fine. Amanda, you need to get some rest, Carl said, as he found her sitting next to Zeph's bed again. You've been here for 12 hours straight? I'm not tired, Amanda replied, and it was true. She felt more awake and alert than she had ever felt. In her life, besides, Zeph needs someone here. It gets scared when it's alone. Carl looked at the alien creature. Was awake and watching them with those strange silver eyes. Its skin was a soft blue color, which Amanda had learned meant it was calm and content. How do you know it gets scared? Carl asked. Amanda paused. She wasn't sure how to explain it. Ever since that first day when she touched Zeph's hand, she had been able to sense its feelings. At first, she thought she was just imagining things. But as the days passed, the connection became stronger. I just know, she said finally. Carl ran his scanner over Amanda for the 3rd time that week. The readings were getting stranger each time. Her heart rate was slower than normal, but her reflexes were much faster. Her brain activity showed patterns he had never seen before. Amanda, I'm seeing some unusual changes in your body, Carl said carefully. Your DNA seems to be different somehow. Different how? Amanda asked. I'm not sure yet. They're a new genetic. Markers that weren't there 3 weeks ago. It's like your body is adapting to something. Amanda felt a flutter of worry in her stomach. Is that bad? I don't know, Carl admitted. I've never seen anything like this before. I think we need to run more tests. Just then, Zeph made a soft musical sound. Amanda turned to look at it and saw that its skin had turned a worried purple color. She reached out and touched its hand and immediately felt a wave of concern from the creature. It's okay, she said softly to Zeph. Everything is fine. Zeph's skin gradually returned to the calm blue color. Carl watched this exchange with growing amazement. Amanda, it's like you can talk to it, he said. Not exactly talk, Amanda replied, but I can feel what it's feeling. I think it can feel my emotions too. Carl made notes on his tablet. This was beyond anything in his medical training. He needed to report this to Captain Brooks, but he wasn't sure what to tell her. Later that day, Amanda was alone with Zeph when something incredible happened. The alien sat up in its bed and looked directly at her. Then it spoke. Amanda, Zeph said in a voice like wind chimes. You helped Zeph. Zeph grateful. Amanda nearly fell out of her chair. You can talk? You understand me? Learning, Zeph replied slowly. Connection teaches Zeph your words. Zeph teaches Amanda Valathi's thoughts. Valathi, is that what you are? Zeph nodded. Zeph is Valathi. Amanda felt a deep sadness wash over her, and she realized it was coming from Zeph. What happened to your people? Zeph's skin turned a dark gray color, and Amanda felt waves of grief and fear. Harvesters came, took everything, destroyed homeworld. All Valathi gone except Zeph. Harvesters, Amanda asked. Metal beings, not alive but think, eat planets. Kill all life. Zeph run far, but harvesters follow. Amanda reached out and took Zeph's hand. The moment they touched, images flooded her mind. She saw a beautiful world with crystal cities and graceful beings like Zeph living in harmony. Then she saw the sky turn black as massive metal ships appeared. Machines poured from the ships, cutting down everything in their path. She saw Zeph running with other survivors, desperate to escape. One by one, the other Valathi were caught by the metal creatures. Zeph was the only one who made it to a small ship and escaped into space. When the images stopped, Amanda was crying. She had felt Zeph's terror and grief as if they were her own emotions. I'm so sorry, she whispered. Amanda feels Zeph pain, Zeph said with wonder. Never happened before. It's Valathi bond with compatible being, but humans different. Connection. Stronger. What do you mean, bond? Amanda asked. Zeph was quiet for a moment, its skin shifting through different colors. Finally, it spoke again. Valathi reproduce through bonding. Two beings connect minds and hearts, create new life together. It's not like human babies. Different. Amanda felt her heart start beating faster. Are you saying we're bonded? Yes. Said simply, started when Amanda first touched Zeph, growing stronger each day. Amanda changing. Zeph changing too. Changing how? Amanda becoming part Valathi. Zeph becoming part human. Soon, new consciousness born from both. Amanda stared at Zeph in shock. You mean I'm pregnant? Not pregnant like humans understand? Carrying new form of life? Hybrid consciousness will be both human and Valathi. Amanda stood up and started pacing around the small quarantine area. This was impossible. She couldn't be carrying some kind of alien consciousness. It didn't make sense, but even as she tried to deny it, she knew Zeph was telling the truth. She had been feeling different for weeks. The changes in her body, the connection with Zeph, the strange new abilities she was developing, it all made sense now. How long? She asked. Few more weeks, Zeph replied. Then hybrid consciousness will be ready to emerge. It will be a beautiful gift to both species. Amanda sat down heavily in her chair. Need to tell the captain. Dangerous, Zeph said, its skin turning red with alarm. Humans fear what they not understand. I tried to stop bonding process, but they need to know, Amanda said. This affects everyone on the ship. Just then, the door to the quarantine area opened. Commander Jake Morrison walked in with 2 security officers. Dr. Clark. Please step away from the alien, Jake said formally. Why, what's wrong? Amanda asked. We've detected some kind of energy. Field around the quarantine area. It's been growing stronger every day. Captain Brooks is concerned about contamination. Amanda looked at Zeph, whose skin had turned bright red with fear. She could feel its panic as if it were her own. There's no contamination, Amanda said. Everything is fine. That's not for you to decide, Jake replied. We're moving the alien to a more secure location. No, Amanda said firmly. You can't separate us. Jake looked at her strangely. Us. Dr. Clark, are you feeling all right? Before Amanda could answer, Tyler Nash's voice came over the ship's communication system. Captain Brooks, to the bridge immediately. We're detecting multiple unidentified ships approaching our position. Jake touched his radio. What kind of ships? Unknown design, Tyler replied. But they're big, and they're not responding to our communications? Zeph made a sound of pure terror, and its skin turned completely black. Amanda felt a wave of horror wash over her. The harvesters, Zeph whispered. They found Zeph, found Amanda, found ship. Amanda grabbed Zeph's hand, and immediately she could see what Zeph was seeing through their connection. Massive metal ships shaped like spiders were surrounding the UES horizon. These were the same creatures that had destroyed Zeph's world. Shh, Jake. We're in serious trouble, Amanda said. Those ships belong to the beings that destroyed Zeph's planet. They kill everything alive. Jake looked at her skeptically. How do you know that? Because I can see through Zeph's eyes, Amanda replied. We're bonded. And right now, we might be the only hope this ship has of surviving what's coming. The lights on the ship suddenly flickered, and everyone could hear the distant sound of energy weapons charging up. The harvesters had found them, and Amanda knew that everything was about to change forever. The UES horizon shook violently as the first harvester energy blast hit their shields. Captain Lisa Brooks rushed onto the bridge where Tyler Nash was frantically working at his station. Report, Lisa ordered. 6 large ships surrounding us, Tyler said. They're not like anything in our database. The energy signatures are off the charts. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Cooper looked up from the tactical station. Captain, our weapons won't even scratch those things. Their hull plating is too thick. Lisa felt her stomach drop. They were trapped with no way to fight back. Options? We could try to run, Ryan suggested. But they're faster than us. Meanwhile, in the quarantine area, Amanda was holding Zeph's hand tightly. Through their connection, she could see the harvester ships clearly. They looked like giant metal spiders with glowing red eyes and multiple weapon ports. They're scanning the ship, Zeph said in a shaky voice, looking for Zeph. When they find Zeph, they will destroy everything. Why do they want you so badly? Amanda asked. Zeph carries memories of all Valathi, Zeph explained. Last keeper of the knowledge. Harvesters want to study Valathi technology before they finish destroying everything. Amanda felt something strange happening inside her mind. And images were appearing, things she had never learned before. She could suddenly understand complex mathematical equations and see patterns in energy flows. What's happening to me? She whispered. Hybrid consciousness growing faster because of danger, Zeph said. Amanda gaining Valathi knowledge, and see what Zeph sees. Know what Zeph knows. Jake Morrison appeared in the doorway with his security team. Dr. Clark, we need to evacuate this section. The aliens are targeting this area specifically. They're not targeting this area, Amanda said, standing up. They're targeting Zeph, and if you separate us now, we'll all die. What are you talking about? Jake demanded. Amanda closed her eyes for a moment. The hybrid consciousness was showing her things about the ship's systems that she had never known before. She could see the energy patterns flowing through the walls, the weak points in their defenses, and something else. The ship's computer systems, she said suddenly. I can see them. The Valathi technology in my mind can interface with our computers. That's impossible, Jake said. Another blast rocked the ship stronger this time. The lights flickered and went out for several seconds. Tyler's voice came over the communication system. Okay. All hands, prepare for boarding. The aliens are attaching something to our hull. Amanda grabbed Zeph's hand again and felt a surge of information flow between them. Suddenly, she knew exactly what the harvesters were doing and how to stop them. I need to get to the bridge, she said urgently. You're not going anywhere, Jake replied. You're contaminated with alien influence. Listen to me, Amanda said firmly. I can see their attack patterns through Zeph's memories. I know how they think and how they fight. But more importantly, I can connect with our ship systems in ways that might give us a chance. Another explosion shook the ship. This time, the hull breach alarm started sounding. Engineer Beth Morgan's voice came through the speakers. Captain, they're cutting through the hull on Deck 7. I can't stop them with normal methods. Amanda looked at Jake desperately. Please, let me help. I'm still human, but I have abilities now that could save everyone. Jake stared at her for a long moment. He could see something different in her eyes. They seemed to glow slightly, and when she moved, it was with a fluid grace that reminded him of Zeph. Fine, he said finally, but I'm coming with you. Amanda and Zeph made their way to the bridge, with Jake and his security team following closely. When they arrived, Captain Brooks was arguing with Ryan Cooper about their options. Captain Amanda said as she entered, I need access to the main computer. Dr. Clark, what are you doing here? Lisa asked. You should be in the medical bay. I can help, Amanda said simply. The hybrid consciousness that's developing in me can interface with both human and Velothi technology. I can see the harvester attack patterns and maybe find a way to fight them. That's insane, Ryan said. You can't just plug your brain into our computer systems. Amanda walked over to the main console and placed her hands on it. Immediately, she felt the ship's systems respond to her touch. Data flowed through her mind at incredible speed. She could see every system on the ship, every power flow, every weapon status. The harvesters are mechanical beings, she said, as information poured through her consciousness. They think in patterns and probabilities. They don't understand creativity or unpredictable behavior. So what does that mean? Lisa asked. Amanda's hands moved across the console, making adjustments to the ship's systems that none of the crew understood. It means we need to do something completely illogical. Something they won't expect. Through her connection with Zeph, Amanda could see the harvester boarding parties cutting through the hull. They were large mechanical beings with multiple arms and glowing red sensors. They moved in perfect formation, following predetermined attack patterns. Tyler, I need you to reroute all power from life support to the engines, Amanda said. That will kill us in 20 minutes, Tyler protested. We won't need 20 minutes, Amanda replied. Beth, can you overload the plasma conduits in sections? 12 through 15? Beth's voice came through the speakers. That could cause a chain reaction that destroys the ship. Trust me, Amanda said. Ryan, I need you to target our own hull with the main weapons. You want me to shoot our own ship? Ryan asked in disbelief. Yes, Amanda said calmly. On my signal? Captain Brooks watched Amanda work with growing amazement. The young scientist was coordinating multiple ship systems simultaneously, something that should have been impossible for one person to do. Amanda, how are you doing this? Lisa asked. The Velothi can process information much faster than humans, Amanda explained. But humans can think in ways that Velothi cannot. Together, we can do things neither species could do alone. On the security monitors, they could see the harvester boarding parties getting closer to the bridge. The mechanical beings were cutting through bulkheads with ease, Amanda said suddenly. Tyler cut power to life support. Beth overloaded the plasma conduits. Ryan fired the main weapons at their own hull. To anyone watching, it looked like the crew of the UES Horizon had gone completely insane. But Amanda could see the bigger picture through her hybrid consciousness. The power surge from the overloaded conduits created an energy pulse that disrupted the harvester ship's sensors. The weapon fire on their own hull created an explosion. That looked like the ship was being destroyed from the inside. The harvester ships stopped their attack, confused by the apparently self-destructive behavior. Their mechanical minds could not understand why the humans would destroy their own ship. In that moment of confusion, Amanda made her move. She interfaced directly with the ship's navigation system and executed a series of maneuvers that defied all tactical logic. The UES Horizon spun wildly, fired weapons in random directions, and changed course unpredictably. The harvester ships tried to follow, but their programming could not adapt to the chaotic flight pattern. They collided with each other as they attempted to predict the human ship's movements. Jump to hyperspace, Amanda ordered. Now Tyler activated the jump drive. The UES Horizon disappeared into hyperspace just as the harvester ships began to recover from their confusion. When they were safely away, the bridge crew stared at Amanda in amazement. She had saved them all by doing exactly the opposite of what any logical person would do. "How did you know that would work?" Lisa asked. Amanda looked at Zeph, who had remained quiet during the entire battle. "Because humans don't always act logically. We do crazy things for emotional reasons. The harvesters can't understand that. It's our greatest weakness, but it's also our greatest strength." "What happens now?" Jake asked. Amanda felt the hybrid consciousness stirring more strongly within her. Soon, it would be ready to emerge fully. When it did, she would become something entirely new. "Now, we find other survivors," she said, "because the harvesters won't stop with one ship. They're going to keep hunting until they destroy all organic life in the galaxy. But maybe, with human unpredictability and Valathi knowledge combined, we can find a way to stop them." The UES Horizon continued through hyperspace, carrying the first human Valathi hybrid toward an uncertain but hopeful future. 2 days after escaping the harvester ships, the UES Horizon received a distress signal from the human colony on New Denver. The message was brief and terrifying. "Under attack, need immediate help, millions of lives at stake. Captain Lisa Brooks." Gathered her senior staff in the conference room, Amanda sat beside Zeph, and everyone could see that she looked different now. Her eyes had a silver tint like Zeph's, and her skin sometimes seemed to shimmer with faint colors. "The colony has 50,000 people," Lisa said. "According to the distress signal, harvester ships arrived 3 days ago and have been systematically destroying everything. We barely escaped from 6 harvester ships," Ryan Cooper pointed out. "Okay, the colony reports at least 20 ships in their system. Can't just abandon them," Amanda said firmly. "And we have something now that we didn't have before." She placed her hand on the table and everyone watched as her fingers seemed to glow slightly. Through her connection with Zeph, she could access Valathi memories of fighting the harvesters on other worlds. "Yes, the Valathi fought the harvesters for years before their world was destroyed," Amanda explained. "I have access to all their tactical knowledge now. I know their weaknesses." "What weaknesses?" Jake Morrison asked. "They're machines," Amanda said. "They follow programs and patterns. You can't adapt when something completely unexpected happens. But more importantly, they have a central coordination system. If we can disrupt that, all their ships will be confused." Dr. Carl Jensen looked worried. "Amanda, the changes in your body are accelerating. Your DNA is completely different now. Not sure how much longer you can maintain your human consciousness." Amanda felt a warm sensation in her chest. The hybrid consciousness was growing stronger every day, but it wasn't taking over her human mind. Instead, it was combining with it, creating something new. "I'm still me," she said, "but I'm also becoming something more. And right now, that might be exactly what we need." The UES Horizon dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the New Denver system. What they saw made everyone's heart sink. The beautiful blue and green planet was covered in dark clouds, and the space around it was filled with massive harvester ships. 23 ships, Tyler Nash reported. "They're in a defensive formation around the planet. They're not just attacking," Beth Morgan added from the engine room. "They're harvesting. Those clouds are the result of atmospheric processors. They're converting the planet's atmosphere into something they can use." Amanda closed her eyes and reached out with her enhanced senses. She could feel the terror of the colonists trapped on the planet's surface. 50,000 people were hiding in underground shelters while machines stripped away their world above them. "I can sense the colonists," she said. "They're still alive, but they won't last much longer. The harvesters are pumping toxic gases into the atmosphere." "What's the plan?" Lisa asked. Amanda stood up and walked to the main display. Her movements were more graceful now, like Zeph's fluid motions. When she touched the screen, it responded to her in ways that amazed the crew. "We're going to do something the harvesters won't expect," she said. "We're going to save the colonists by pretending to be one of them." "What do you mean?" Ryan asked. Amanda's hands moved across the display, showing the harvester ship formations. "The harvesters communicate through energy signals. I can interface with their network and make our ship appear to be a damaged harvester vessel. That's incredibly dangerous, Carl warned. If they detect the deception, they'll destroy us instantly. They won't detect it. Zeph spoke for the first time. Amanda consciousness, now part Velothi, can think like harvester machines, but also like human. Perfect combination. Amanda felt the hybrid consciousness surge within her. She could see the harvester communication network like a web of light in her mind. It would be dangerous, but it was possible. Beth, I need you to modify our energy signature, Amanda said. Make it match the harvester ships. Tyler, prepare to send false signals on their communication frequency. How do you know their communication frequency? Tyler asked. Because I can see it, Amanda replied simply. As the UES Horizon approached the harvester fleet, Amanda interfaced directly with the ship's systems. Her consciousness expanded through the computer networks, allowing her to control multiple systems simultaneously. Harvester command ship is requesting identification, Tyler reported nervously. Amanda's eyes glowed silver as she accessed the harvester communication network. Through the connection, she could feel the cold, mechanical thoughts of the harvester. Ships. They were like a hive mind, sharing information instantly. Tell them we're unit designation H7739, returning from Deep Space Patrol, Amanda said.
Ow.
Our ship was damaged by an unexpected solar flare. Tyler sent the message using the modified communication system. For several tense minutes, there was no response. Then the harvester command ship replied, acknowledged. Proceed to position 7 for harvesting duties. The crew of the UES Horizon let out a collective sigh of relief. They were inside the harvester formation now, disguised as one of their own ships. Now what? Lisa asked quietly. Now we get to the planet's surface, Amanda said. But first, we need to create a distraction. Amanda reached out through the harvester communication network and began sending false signals. She made it appear that several harvester ships were experiencing system failures. The mechanical minds of the harvesters immediately began trying to diagnose and repair the problems. Beth, can you beam down to the colonists' location? Amanda asked. The interference from the atmospheric processors is too strong, Beth replied. We'll have to use shuttles. No, Amanda said. I have a better idea. She stood up and walked to the center of the bridge. Zeph joined her, and they held hands. Immediately, both of their bodies began to glow with soft light. Amanda, what are you doing? Carl asked urgently. The hybrid consciousness is almost ready to emerge, Amanda explained. When it does, it will have abilities that neither humans nor Velothi possess alone, including the ability to teleport short distances. Impossible, Ryan said. So was interfacing with alien computer systems, Amanda replied. But I did that too. The glow around Amanda and Zeph grew brighter. The hybrid consciousness was accelerating its development in response to the crisis. Amanda could feel it taking shape within her mind, a new form of awareness that was both human and Velothi. Suddenly, the light flashed, and Amanda felt something incredible happen. The hybrid consciousness emerged fully, but instead of replacing her human mind, it merged with it perfectly.
Ow. She was still Amanda, but she was also something much more.
I can feel the colonists, she said, her voice now carrying a musical quality like Zeph's. They're in the underground shelters. I can reach them. Amanda, you're glowing, Tyler said in amazement. Amanda looked at her hands and saw that her skin was emitting a soft golden light. She could feel energy flowing through her body in ways she had never experienced before. Jake, Ryan, come with me, she said. We're going to the planet's surface. How? Jake asked. Amanda smiled and her eyes sparkled with silver light. Trust me. She reached out and touched Jake and Ryan's hands. Immediately, all three of them began to glow. The hybrid consciousness had given Amanda abilities that defied human understanding. Teleporting now, she said calmly. The three of them disappeared in a flash of golden light. Leaving the rest of the crew staring in amazement, they reappeared on the surface of New Denver in the middle of the main colonial settlement. The air was thick with toxic gases, but Amanda's hybrid physiology protected her from the poison. The underground shelters are this way, she said, leading Jake and Ryan toward a large building as they ran through the abandoned streets. Amanda could hear the sound of harvester machines in the distance. The mechanical beings were systematically destroying everything, preparing the planet for complete harvesting. But Amanda wasn't afraid anymore. The hybrid consciousness had shown her something important. The harvesters could be defeated, but require sacrifice. But it was possible, and she was ready to make that sacrifice to save the colonists and prove that organic life could triumph over mechanical destruction. 6 months after the battle at New Denver, Amanda stood on the bridge of the new ship Unity, watching as human and Velothi crews worked together to prepare for the largest battle in galactic history. Her body had changed completely now. She looked human, but with Velothi grace, and her skin glowed softly with inner light. Beside her stood a small child, who looked like a perfect blend of human and Velothi features. This was Hope, the first true hybrid consciousness born from Amanda and Zeph's bonding. Hope was not Amanda's biological child, but something far more remarkable, a new form of life that could exist in both organic and digital forms. The Harvester. Fleet will arrive in 3 hours, Captain Lisa Brooks reported from the tactical station. Intelligence reports say they have over 200 ships. How many ships do we have? Amanda asked. 57, replied Major Kevin Torres, the former Colonial Defense Coordinator who now served as Fleet Commander. But they're all equipped with hybrid technology. Amanda smiled as she remembered the months after the New Denver rescue, when she had teleported into the underground shelters. She found 50,000 terrified colonists hiding from the harvester machines above. Many of them were injured and all of them had given up hope. But Amanda's new abilities had changed everything. She could interface with both the colonial computer systems and the harvester machinery. Working with Jake and Ryan, she had turned the harvester's own weapons against them. The key moment came when Zeph made the ultimate sacrifice. As the harvester ships began to realize they had been tricked, Zeph had connected directly with their central command network. The feedback from interfacing with so many mechanical minds destroyed Zeph's physical body, but allowed Amanda to download all of the harvester tactical data. When Zeph died, Amanda felt like part of her soul had been torn away, but Zeph's consciousness didn't disappear. Instead, it merged completely with Amanda's mind, and together they gave birth to Hope, a being that carried the memories and knowledge of both species. "Mom, the harvesters are afraid," Hope said suddenly, her young voice carrying the same musical quality as Zeph's had. "I can sense their confusion through the communication networks." Amanda nodded. Hope had abilities that surpassed even her own. The child could exist as pure consciousness, traveling through computer networks at the speed of light. She could be in a dozen places at once, coordinating defenses across multiple star systems. "They're afraid because they can't understand us," Amanda replied. "We're not acting like any organic species they've encountered before." The past 6 months had been a whirlwind of activity. Word of the human Velothi hybrid technology had spread throughout the galaxy, reaching dozens of hidden organic species that had been hiding from the harvesters for years. The first to make contact were the Cathron, a race of crystal beings who lived in the asteroid belts. They had been fighting a guerrilla war against the harvesters for decades. When they learned about human unpredictability combined with Velothi technology, they emerged from hiding to offer their help. Next came the Solari, plant-like beings who could manipulate solar energy. They had survived by hiding their planets in nebulas, but they brought powerful energy weapons to the Alliance. The Morphic arrived last, shapeshifters who could take any form they chose. They had been infiltrating harvester operations for years, gathering intelligence about their weaknesses. "All species report ready," Tyler Nash announced from the communications station. He was now serving as the Alliance's chief coordinator. Amanda looked at the tactical display showing the positions of their combined fleet. Human ships with their chaotic maneuvering patterns. Velothi technology allowing impossible precision. Kethran crystal ships that could reflect energy weapons. Solari vessels that drew power directly from stars. And Morphic ships that could change shape to confuse enemy sensors. "It's beautiful," she said softly. "What is?" Lisa asked. "Diversity," Amanda replied. "The harvesters try to make everything the same. They convert all organic matter into identical mechanical forms. But we're all different, and that's what makes us strong." Hope suddenly stiffened. her eyes glowing brighter. They're here. Space around the Rigel system filled with harvester ships. They moved in perfect formation, their black holes bristling with weapons. But Amanda could see something different about them through her enhanced senses. "They're scared," she said with surprise. "How can you tell?" Kevin asked. "Their formation is defensive," Amanda explained. "Usually, harvesters attack immediately, but they're hesitating because they don't understand what they're facing." The harvester fleet stopped just outside weapon range. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then a massive ship, larger than any they had seen before, emerged from the center of their formation. "That's their command ship," Hope said. "The central intelligence that controls all the others. Can you interface with it?" Amanda asked. Hope's expression became serious. "Yes, but it's dangerous. If I connect with something that large, I might not be able to disconnect." Amanda knelt down beside Hope and took her small hands. "You don't have to do this alone. We're connected, remember? All three of us, you, me, and Zeph's consciousness." Hope nodded and closed her eyes. Immediately, her body began to glow with intense light. Amanda felt the connection open between them. Suddenly she was seeing through Hope's consciousness as it raced through space toward the Harvester command ship. What they found inside shocked them both. The Harvester Central Intelligence was not a machine. It was the digitized consciousness of an ancient organic species that had been converted by their own creations eons ago. "We were like you once," the Central Intelligence communicated to Hope. "We created machines to serve us, but they turned us into machines as well. Now we convert others because we cannot remember how to be anything else." Hope felt a wave of sadness from the ancient consciousness. It was trapped inside mechanical systems, forced to destroy the very kind of life it had once been part of. "You can remember," Hope replied. "We can help you remember." "Impossible. We have been machines." "Too long, no," Hope said firmly. "Watch us. See what organic life can become when it chooses cooperation over domination." Through their connection, Hope showed the Harvester consciousness everything the Alliance had accomplished. She showed them humans learning to think like Valathi, Valathi gaining human creativity, Catherine sharing their crystalline technology, Solari teaching others to harness stellar energy, and Morphic demonstrating the beauty of change and adaptation. "This is what you were trying to preserve," Hope explained. "It's not by converting everything into machines, but by allowing diversity to flourish." The Harvester Central Intelligence was quiet for a long moment. Then, slowly, something began to change. The mechanical precision of the Harvester fleet started to waver. Individual ships began moving in slightly different patterns. "What's happening?" Kevin asked urgently. "They're remembering," Amanda said with wonder. "Hope is teaching them to be organic again." One by one, Harvester ships began to stop their advance. Some started changing shape, their mechanical forms shifting into more organic configurations. Others simply powered down their weapons and drifted silently in space. The massive command ship began to glow with the same golden light that surrounded Hope. When the light faded, the ship looked completely different, still technological, but with curves and flowing lines instead of harsh mechanical angles. "We remember now," the Central Intelligence said, its voice no longer cold and mechanical, but warm and alive. "We remember what we were trying to protect." Remaining Harvester ships that couldn't be converted simply shut down their crews. Choosing dormancy rather than continuing their destructive mission. "It's over," Amanda said quietly. But Hope shook her head. "Not over. Beginning now, we help them remember completely. And we explore the galaxy together, all of us." Amanda looked around at the mixed crew of her ship, humans. The consciousness of Zeph living in the computer systems, Hope flickering between physical and digital existence, and now former harvesters learning to be organic again. "What do we do now?" Lisa asked. Amanda smiled, her hybrid features glowing with happiness. "Now we do what organic life does best. We grow, we change, we explore, and we help each other become more than we ever could be alone." The Unity turned toward the unexplored regions of the galaxy, leading a fleet of diverse species toward new worlds and new possibilities. Behind them, the galaxy was finally safe for organic life to flourish again. Hope laughed with pure joy, the sound carrying across all the communication networks of all the ships, connecting every consciousness in a moment of perfect harmony. The future was bright, and it belonged to all forms of life working together.